All right, recently Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders gave her State of the State address to open the state legislative session. Now, during the speech, she said Arkansas college professors should be fired if they indoctrinate students. She says students shouldn't be bombarded with, quote, anti-American, historically illiterate, woke nonsense, end quote. She goes on to say she'll make sure that any professor, tenured or not, could be terminated for doing so. Now, it's unclear what restriction would be enforced. However, the state Democratic Party opposes the idea. I talked with Arkansas's House Minority Leader, Representative Andrew Collins, about the issue. All right, so first off, just want to get your thoughts on Governor Sanders' State of the State address, specifically when she was talking about terminating professors that were indoctrinating wokeness in universities. Your thoughts on that, and what exactly do you think that means?
Sure. I mean, I think that the speech overall was a mixed bag. There were some things that we as Democrats agreed with, and I think we'll work with her to implement in the state. That was one of those moments, though, that I had to scratch my head a little bit when she's talking about firing professors for perceived woke nonsense. I think that a couple issues with it. One is, what are we really talking about here? If we're talking about firing professors because they say something that the governor disagrees with, I have a problem with that. I think that is actually going to be problematic for higher education as a whole, academic freedom being a big part of what is happening in higher education, and it's an important part of what's happening in higher education. The other thing is, I'm not sure that's going to make us better able to recruit and retain the professors that we're trying to recruit and retain to make ourselves competitive with other states. If we're putting ourselves at a competitive disadvantage in Arkansas, that's only going to hurt the people of Arkansas. So I have some concerns about the proposal, but we'll see how it shapes up. I haven't read the language yet.
Have you heard anything from the governor's office about what exactly is defined as woke indoctrination?
No, I have not heard that yet. And I think that'll be a big question because, it's an easy political talking point to make. It sounds good. No one wants nonsense of any kind in the classroom. I certainly wouldn't. But I think what are we actually talking about and what are going to be the contours of this policy proposal? That's really going to matter quite a lot. And we'll see in the coming weeks what that looks like.
Do you think I know it's kind of too hard to tell. Do you think it's going to be a set of bills, a bill, or just like an executive order? What do you expect?
Well, I will say that the past analogy would be the LEARNS Act, and that was a big omnibus bill that contained a lot of things about K through 12 education primarily. Some of those I liked and a lot of Democrats liked, but some of those we didn't. And so we all voted against the bill because ultimately there were too many negative aspects of it. I expect that this proposed Arkansas Access bill will be similar because I think it's there sometimes can be political advantage to putting a lot of things in one bill, makes it hard to vote against the things you like. So that would be the way I would expect it to come, but we'll see. I'm not sure yet how that exactly is going to take shape.
Are you or the state Democratic Party concerned about any rhetoric going on in public universities at this point? Have you heard anything?
I actually don't know specifically what's being referred to with the woke nonsense. I mean, listen, there are always people at every university that you disagree with, you agree with, but I think the free exchange of ideas and the freedom to speak whatever your convictions are at a university is important. Free speech is important. We're not talking about K through 12 education. We're talking about universities and higher education. These are adults. And so, I'd be, of course, interested in hearing more specifics about the issue we're trying to solve here. But I will say that it seems to me that there is not a widespread problem at Arkansas universities, and this may be more of a solution in search of a problem. All right, so we did reach out to Governor Sanders' office. They told us she isn't available for an interview. I emailed them back asking for clarification on what exactly she's proposing. Her office didn't respond to those questions.